Howdy everybody, David here, and this is another Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition tutorial, and today we're going to go over how to create a Barbarian character. Now, the Barbarian is a really strong class in 5e. Actually, all of the classes are really strong. The Barbarian is more of an up in the front lines type of in-your-face, smash 'em type of character to play. So if you like something that you can, get up close and personal to a creature, that is probably going to be right up your alley playing the Barbarian. So for races, there's a lot of good choices for the actual Barbarian. You could play a human to get the extra feet. You could play all kinds of different races. You could play a gnome. You could go even more. It just depends on what you want to do. But for this tutorial, I'm going to go with what I think would be the best choice on making a Barbarian, and that is the half-orc. I do like the half-orc. So we are going to fill in the half-orc. Now, every race in D&D 5e gets quite a few racial class features, and the half-orc is no different than the rest. So you can see that the half-orc gets a +2 to strength and a +1 to con. The half-orc will also get, they are a medium-sized creature, so they will get a speed of 30 feet. They will get dark vision, so you can see in dungeons and caves and whatnot, and at night. Then you'll also get a menacing proficiency, which gives you the proficiency in intimidation. So that is another great bonus. You're also going to get Relentless Endurance. Relentless Endurance basically is a get out of jail free card, and this is when you drop to 0 hit points, and instead of, well, if you're not killed outright, you cannot be killed outright for Relentless Endurance to kick in. So if you're not killed outright, you drop to 0. Because there's no negatives in D&D 5e, instead of dropping to 0, you'll go to 1 hit points. Pretty nice. Once Relentless Endurance is used, you cannot use it again or benefit from it until you get a long rest. And then you can see the bread and butter, especially for a Barbarian. Savage attacks. Basically, when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon, you get to add 1 extra weapon die roll to the damage. So if you're using the greatsword, on a crit is going to be 2d12. With savage attacks, it actually takes it to 3d12. So that's pretty vicious, especially right off the bat at level 1. So let's go ahead and check out the stats. For the stats, I did a 27 point buy, and this is both in the basic rules on the D&D website. You can download those basic rules for free, or you can go into the player's handbook and you can look at, I believe it's page 13, 12 or 13, somewhere on there, and you can check it out. 27 point buy. Buying a 15 costs 9 points. So as you can see, I'm starting with a 15 strength, 15 dex, 15 con for the Barbarian. Basically, the primary stats, well, strength is your primary stat because that's all your damage. And then constitution, of course, is hit points, dexterity. And then the Barbarian, as long as you're not using armor at level 1, you will benefit from an unarmored bonus, which takes your dexterity and constitution modifier into effect. So the strength of a 15 is going to yield a +2 bonus. So let's go ahead and do our +2 bonus. Now also, before we forget, remember, we're going half-orc. So don't forget to shortchange yourself. Add your stat in. So instead of a 15, we're going to start with a 17, and that 17 is just going to knock us up 1 more plus, so we'll be at +3. Let's see, the con is going to knock us up another one. That will also take us to +3 if we're going to a +16. So you can see off the bat, we got pretty nice starting stats, and we should be able to get strength, dex up to 20 rather easily with the ability score improvements. Alright, so we got our strength added in. Don't forget, you got Relentless Endurance, savage attacks, and also we get proficiency intimidation. So let's go ahead and check this right here. This here represents everything, all of the different skill checks that we're going to be proficient in. And up here are saving throws, and we're going to go over that in just a second. So the half orc is a pretty solid choice, probably one of the best choices for playing a barbarian. All right, so let's go ahead and choose our background now. The background that I want to use is I want to go with the hermit. I think the hermit is a pretty nice choice for playing a barbarian. So if you go to the this is the chapter 4 that has personalities and backgrounds. This is in the player's handbook. You can see that the hermit, they basically live a life of seclusion. And for your background, you're also going to gain some other benefits too. So you're going to automatically gain proficiency in medicine and religion. So let's go ahead and choose these real quick so we don't forget about those. Let's go ahead and add our herbalism kit tool proficiency. So we'll go ahead and add a herbalism kit for our tool proficiency. Now also the hermit will get one extra language of your choice, and being a half orc you automatically get common and orc. So let's go with goblinoid. Go ahead and go with goblinoid. You can choose any language you want, but we'll just go ahead and say goblinoid. Alright, so you're going to start with some equipment too. A scroll case stuffed full of notes from your studies or prayers, a winter blanket, a set of common clothes, 5 gold, and the herbalism kit itself. So let's go ahead and start with our coins, and we'll put our equipment here. So we're going to get a scroll case, and we're not going to put everything down to exact detail. We're going to get our winter blanket. Can never have too many winter blankets. It was actually freezing here last night, and I wish I actually had another blanket. Speaking of winter blankets. Alright, so there's our common clothes. We'll do a herbalism kit we've already got, and the 5 gold. So that's pretty much everything for gear. Now, of course, you get, personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. You can go ahead. The hermit's on page 134, 35 in the player's handbook. So you can do one of two things. For all of your different traits, ideals, bonds, flaws, you can roll them, or you can just go ahead and choose them. So I'm going to let you guys choose your own, save us a little bit of time here. But they do, influence the way that your character is played. So if you want the randomness, by all means, go for it and roll. Nobody's going to stop you. Or if you want to pick them, go for it. You could do that also. Alright, so that's pretty much everything with the hermit. And it's nice because you do get several other proficiency bonuses too by choosing no matter what background that you choose. Alright, so the barbarian. We've got our stats. We're ready to start plugging some numbers in. So we'll go ahead, and you're going to start with a default. Every class in 5e starts at a +2 proficiency bonus. So let's go ahead and do that first. The hit point maximum is a D12 for the barbarian. So we're going to start with 12 plus our constitution modifier, which is going to be 3. So we're going to have a 15 hit point maximum at level 1. That's pretty crazy. We're going to have 1 hit point total, and our hit dice is a 1d12. That's for whenever you do your out of combat hit die heals, and then every level you'll gain more and more and more of those, as long as you get a 1 hour short rest. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some other features for the barbarian. First off, we're going to get light armor, medium armor, and shields. We're going to get all simple weapons, all martial weapons, and no tool proficiencies. But our background, our hermit background, did give us the herbalism kit. So that is pretty nice. We're going to write light armor, light and medium armor, and shields. And then we're going to get simple and martial weapons. So that pretty much covers just about everything. Our saving throw proficiencies are strength and constitution. So come up here to the saving throws box, check strength, check constitution. Now what the proficiency does is that whenever you roll a strength saving throw, you will do a d20 plus your strength modifier. So it would be a d20 plus 3. But seeing that we are proficient in strength saving throws, we will also add our universal proficiency bonus. So we will have a plus 5 for our strength saving throw. We will have a plus 2 for our dexterity saving throw. Our constitution will also be plus 5. And then I went ahead and did 10s all the way down here because those really didn't cost anything. And the bonus modifier for the 10s is a flat 0. So we will not get a bonus for intelligence. We will not get a bonus for wisdom or charisma. So we're pretty much on our own. Alright, so for our skill checks now, same thing works here. If you are proficient in skills, then you will add your proficiency bonus. The Barbarian, for instance, they get to choose 2 from animal handling, athletics, intimidation, nature, perception, and survival. So as you can see, we got intimidation automatically for a racial. We got medicine and religion for being a hermit. So we get to choose 2 more. And I think we're going to go ahead and go with we're going to fit the theme of a hermit. So I think we're going to go with survival and probably athletics. So let's check athletics, and we'll also go with survival. And you get to choose 2 from those. Now, same thing goes here. The dex modifier, we have a plus 2. Our wisdom, we have no modifier there. Our strength, our athletic stuff is going to be plus 3, plus 2 because of our proficiency, and we are proficient in it. Charisma is going to be easy. These are all going to be 0s. Now, we have a 0 charisma, but we have intimidation from half-orc. Don't forget, it's going to go to plus 2 because you are proficient. Same with medicine. And we are just going to go all the way down here and make sure everything is filled in. Religion, we'll get a plus 2 because of proficiency. Sleight of hand. Anything dex, strength, plus 2, plus 3. There's really nothing. There's no skill checks for con. There's only athletics or strength. So everything else is basically intelligence, wisdom, charisma, dexterity. So, all right. Looks like our skills are filled in now. Let's go ahead and check out our passive perception. That is a flat 10 plus your proficiency. Well, sorry, your perception. And if you have proficiency, you would add that in too. But we don't. So we have a 10 passive wisdom. Not the best, but we are okay. So we're going to go ahead and fill in some other information here. We're going to call this guy Gargok. We're going to name our half-orc Gargok. Gargok the Destroyer. There we go. So old Gargok, he's going to destroy some stuff. He is a level 1 Barbarian. Background, we are of the Hermit. Player name, my name is David. Hello. Neutral, alignment, we're going to go neutral. And experience points, we don't have any yet, so we're just going to leave that blank. Alright. So it looks like we're doing pretty good. We're getting along fairly well. Let's go ahead and figure out our initiative. Initiative is a d20 plus your dexterity modifier. So we will have a we have a plus 2. So that's what we're going to put in the initiative box. So you'll roll a d20 plus your dexterity. Now for armor class, at level 1, the Barbarian. We'll go ahead and go over those level 1 skills real quick. First off, we're going to get Rage, and we will get a number of charges. We'll get 2 rages that we can use in a day. So let's go ahead and put we'll put Rage charges down here, and we can rage twice a day. Now, our rage damage bonus is going to be a +2. So anytime you're raging and you hit, you add an extra +2 onto that. Now, rage means you use I believe it's a minor action, and you declare that you're raging. Now, when you go into a rage, you gain certain benefits. Basically, you'll get advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. You will also get the bonus damage, and you will also get resistance. So don't forget, when you are raging, you will get resistance, and that's basically to all the different melee, slash, pierce, and bludgeoning. Resistance in 5e is you take half damage. So if you get, if our orc gets hit for 14 damage, 14 bludgeoning damage, if he's raging, he'll only take 7. So it's actually pretty nice the way that they have that set up for resistance. It's actually quite powerful. Alright, Unarmored Defense. This is our second, this is the other level 1 class feature that we're going to get. It is called Unarmored Defense. So we will go ahead and type that over here, and we'll just write the formula for it. Now, Unarmored Defense is going to be 10 plus your Dex plus Con modifiers. Alright. Plus Con mod. Alright. So we're going to actually start out with a pretty decent level 1 armor class. And this is with no shield either. You cannot, make sure if you're using unarmored bonuses, you cannot wear any armor. No light armor, no medium armor, nothing. You can use a shield. You can benefit from a shield. But if you're using a shield, then you're not going to be able to use that great sword or whatever other large weapon or small weapon that you would like to use. Alright, so let's go ahead and figure out our armor class. So we're starting with the base of 10. Plus we have our Constitution modifier we need to add in. So 13 plus Dex is 15. So level 1 armor class, we're going to start at level 15. Well, the AC is going to start at 15 at level 1. Pretty nice actually for wearing no armor whatsoever. Unarmored bonus is really strong. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the rest of our equipment. Since we took our starting equipment from our background, we'll do the same thing for the class. And whenever you create a barbarian, you can choose a great axe or any martial melee weapon. So we're going to go ahead and go with a great sword. Let's go ahead and go with the good old great sword. The damage is going to be a 1d12 with the great sword. Let me double check this real quick in the player's handbook. I believe it is a 1d12. It's 2d6, I'm sorry. It is a 2d6, not 1d12. So I am glad that I double checked it. I do like the 2d6 better than the 1d12 because you get a little bit higher minimum. And don't forget your great sword is also going to have a couple of other properties with it, heavy and two-handed. So, alright, so there you go, 2d6. Now, we're going to add in our attack bonus. What you're going to do when you're level 1, you're going to add in your strength modifier and your proficiency. Seeing that we are proficient in great sword, we will get to use our strength modifier and the proficiency bonus. So we will have a total of +5 to hit at level 1. The greatsword will have a 2d6 damage, and you add in just your strength mod for damage. So I'll be at 2d6 plus 3. Now, don't forget, when you are raging, you will go to a plus 5 damage. So we'll also write that down too in parentheses, just to keep you reminded that you're not shortchanging yourself with damage. Alright, so the next thing that we want to choose, we want to take 2 hand axes. Gotta have, if you're a barbarian, you gotta have a couple hand axes. I mean, it's just, you just got to. Alright, so the hand axes, I believe they are a 1d6. I probably should have looked this up beforehand, but sometimes my memory isn't 100%, and I try to remember everything about D&D, but it is a 1d6. So when you are throwing them, you can use your strength modifier to throw them. You are proficient, so you will have a plus 5 to throw, or to actually hit and swing if you want. Now, modifier, same thing. You're going to be plus 3. Alright. Alright, so whenever you're using, one other thing I wanted to clarify this real quick. If you are throwing the hand axe, you will not get the melee bonus damage. You have to be hitting it melee with with your swing. If you throw anything, you won't gain your rage bonus. It states in the rage mechanics on page 48. So I think our orc is looking pretty good here. I mean, it's getting done. We're also going to get to put an explorer pack and 4 javelins in our inventory too. So let's go ahead and put explorer's pack. And there's quite a few goodies in the explorer's pack, like torches and rations and stuff. And we'll go ahead and do our javelin here. The javelin is, I believe, a 1d6 also. I'm going to double check this too. I guess I probably should have looked these up, huh? I'm not really worried about it. 1d6. It is a 1d6. Same thing with these. These will be strength based. Now, dex would be something like a dagger, or any other ranged weapon like a bow or a sling. Now, you're not going to get the rage bonus damage unless you're actually attacking with the javelin. So there we go. I think our level 1 barbarian is just about set. I mean, yeah, we don't have to worry about any spells, anything else. Now, the one thing that, seeing that our barbarian is done, the one thing that I want you guys to remember is a couple things when you're leveling up your characters. Don't forget to add your hit points. Do not forget to adjust your proficiency bonus. You know, like whenever you hit a higher level, say whenever you hit level 5, your proficiency bonus is going to go up to plus 3. Don't forget to add another 1 to your saving throws that you're proficient in. Don't forget to add 1s to all your skill checks that you're proficient in. Do not sell yourself short. Don't do it. Proficiency bonus is also going to be added in for all of your weapons that you're proficient in. You do not, and I repeat, you do not add proficiency in for damage, only to hit. So there you go, everybody. Some important things to tell you once you start leveling up your character. And then, of course, you're going to get to choose an archetype for the Barbarian. You'll get to choose your Primal Path at level 3. And the Primal Path is going to allow you to add more cool features on top of the already cool Barbarian class. So you're going to get to choose between 2 different Primal Paths. One will be Path of the Totem Warrior, and the other will be Path of the Berserker. So the Berserker is more of a melee-based, well, they both are, but the Path of the Totem Warrior, you're going to have a couple totems that you're going to be throwing down, influenced by different spirits, whether it be the bear or the cat, or I think the eagle also. So there you go, everybody. That's the Barbarian. Pretty simple to make a character in D&D 5e. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you want to try Barbarians, I have level 1 through 20 Barbarian character sheets just like this on the nice D&D 3-page PDFs on my website, tabletopping.net. There will also be a link down below if you'd like to try one. Download it and go to your game. Hope this helped you out, and I'll see you next time.